Today I was stuck in an elevator for 20 minutes. The woman I was in the elevator with started screaming loudly and holding onto the walls. What is the biggest overreaction you have ever seen? I saw this bee land on some kid's shorts, and instead of just brushing it off, the kid started sprinting as fast as he could away from his mother while screaming, "Mum, Mum, there's a bee on me," and crying. That kid was me. I had a friend that would freak out whenever any bee or bee-like bug got near her. Then she had surgery to fix her astigmatism and suddenly didn't care. To this day she has no idea why it fixed her phobia. I was working tech support for a company that provided documents for accounting firms. They would log into the interface and get whatever document they needed. All the documents were on the main server. One day I'm at my desk and we get a message that the main server just crashed and we'll be getting a lot of calls until the backup server is brought online. I got a call from a frantic customer, and as I explained the situation I heard someone in the background screaming, "We can't get the documents. There is no God." In my head I fast forward 5 minutes to when you're told the backup is up and running, then flash over to the customer's office to see all the lights out, papers set alight in drums to provide heat, and packs of accountants roaming semi-naked throughout the cubicles armed with staplers and sharp office supplies searching for a female sacrifice to appease the spirits who destroyed the server. One of the coffee shops I worked in was in a really nice part of town and we rarely had problem customers. This one night though, I was closing up by myself and this guy comes in like 10 minutes after we closed. I had forgotten to lock the door, so I just informed him that we were closed and his face changed from calm to a look that implied he wanted me dead. I said we were closed again and his response was, "Oh yeah, I take the cookie." Then he just took a cookie, shoved the whole thing in his mouth and angrily walked out of the door. I don't know if this would have gone different if we were opened honestly. I hate customers who do this. Regardless of whether a shop lets people in all day to buy stuff, the building is private property. If an employee or owner doesn't want someone there, they better leave. It's no different from being an intruder in someone's house. I was on a flight recently where a large portion of the passengers started screaming and yelling about smoke and fire and to stop the plane right as we were taking off. Turns out they were seeing the condensation from the air conditioning. Bastards. I was terrified. The first time I saw condensation coming out of the air vents on a plane I thought I was going to die. I was sure it was smoke or poisonous gas. However, I didn't say anything. I just sat there quietly dying until someone pointed out it was just condensation. I was on a 10-hour flight with my mom from Houston to Russia with about an hour left when the plane dropped about 10 feet in very turbulent weather. She decided to start screaming verses from the Quran and crying for next 5 minutes until the turbulence ended. Apart from the embarrassment I felt, I'm sure quite a few people were freaked the frick out. She decided to start screaming verses from the Quran. Doing that on the way into the US will get you shot. I work at an arena and one time around Christmas this family with 8 kids come in to go skating. Everything's going good until I see the dad on the ice without skates. I go and inform him that you can't be on the ice without skates. He says how he's just trying to have fun with his family and whatnot, but I say how I didn't make the rules but they need to be enforced. He looks me in the eyes and says, "You have ruined our Christmas holiday." The old "you've ruined Christmas." I work in a toy store and I can't tell you how many Christmases I've apparently ruined because a bunch of other people came and bought all the easy bake ovens before they got there. I used to work at a temporary seasonal storefront for an otherwise exclusively catalog online merchandise company. A lady wanders in asking about a gift order she had made because she was concerned her son hadn't received all the items. My register system was separate from the catalog order database, so I made a quick phone call 2 rooms down, asking somebody to check her order and let me know the status. I swear, not even a minute later, she starts getting huffy and irate before a person from the call center, literally 2 rooms away, could even walk into the store. She starts yelling, saying she didn't have the time for this, and storms out of the store, slamming the door so hard that a $200 wall plaque fell off, left a dent in the hardwood floor, and broke. Too bad for her. We had all her info from looking into her order, and she got charged for damages. Still not sure why she didn't just call or send an email if she didn't have more than 30 seconds to spare. Some people just need to be P all the time. I don't get it, but you can see it in their eyes. They're just waiting for an excuse to flip crap. I don't know if men will know what I'm talking about, but coming from a fairly conservative Baptist home, once in a while our church would have a week's worth of nightly services when a special evangelist in town, they roamed or something. Anyways, religion has always been a little dangerous for my dad, and this particular time, after a message about worldly influences, he decided to make some changes. I came home from wherever, 15-16 at the time, and he said he wanted to show me something. He takes me out to the garage and has every movie we own, my video games, some books, music, all of it. He picks up a hammer and promptly started beating the frick out of it all. It was on the ground too, so you can imagine a full-grown adult jumping around with a hammer smashing crap. Yup. The books must have taken a while. I was in Target and saw a man using one of those red help phone things. After listening for a while he shouted, "Goddammit," and then threw the phone on the ground so hard that it shattered. Curious, I followed him around for a while like a total creep, but all he did was buy milk and leave. It was actually a dead drop for a spy agency, and he'd just learned that the entire operation was blown and he'd been disavowed. I once watched on in awe and disgust as my mother screamed at my sister for over 10 minutes, which is a long time in scream chronology, because, after leaving the sister alone in the house for a weekend, she didn't throw any wild parties, didn't raid the liquor, didn't burn anything, kept the dog safe, forgot to readjust a fan to its correct height before returning it to the parents' room. She's always been like this, no idea why. The elevator scene you describe would probably be a mild reaction from my girlfriend in the same situation, a bit claustrophobic. As a person with claustrophobia, I can't even call the ARP's story an overreaction. I have done worse, I'm sure. Panic attacks can make a person do some weird crap. My 14-year-old sister and her friends were watching TV and the boy band fad thing, One Direction, came on a commercial. A freaking TV commercial. The 4 girls started freaking the frick out. One was running around in circles screaming. One was beating the other one up. No one was hurt, but it was weird. And one was jumping up and down screaming. These guys were screaming to the point where my neighbor had to call me to shut them up. This was because of a 30-second commercial. A 30-second commercial. Once a younger relative of mine, about 12, who was really into Twilight, screamed when she saw a bottle of wine that said Jacob Winery on it. We were in a busy restaurant. When I was 17 I worked in a pizza shop. The ticket was marked pepperoni, sausage, and extra cheese. I make it and get on with the other million pizzas I need to make. 40 minutes later, I hear the phone person say that a customer wants to talk to whomever made his pizza. I'm the only cook on, so I grab the phone. A guy starts screaming in my ear about how freaking stupid I am. It was supposed to be half and half, and that is not enough extra cheese, and if I don't make him another pizza he is coming down with a shotgun to kill my stupid ass, and hangs up on me. At this point, I don't know if this guy is screwing with me and it's a prank, or if I should be calling the cops in fear for my life. So I talk to my manager. He says, well, let him come down then. Long story short, guy shows up, apologizes, and my manager makes me make him a new pizza. I have never wanted to spit on someone's food so bad. Threatening someone's life over pizza toppings. Shoulder put more cheese, man. I knew someone whose mother was an extreme pillhead. All of her drugs were prescription because she had been severely injured in the past, but she abused the frick out of those drugs. I would often spend the night or come over, and usually when I did she would overreact about something. Her sons told me that she had always been this way, but that drugs had made it much worse. The first time, it was a warm night in the summer, so the door to her apartment had been left open for the fresh air. I was in the kitchen and she was in the living room. Everything was calm and normal until suddenly she jumps up, screams about bats, rips her shirt off and comes running towards me. I tried to avoid her, but she got me. She didn't have a bra on, so when she grabbed me her nipple brushed against my arm. I am a lady, just in case anyone was wondering. I tell her to calm down, but all she does is scream more and grab more. Apparently, it was all over a moth flying by her head. We can't eat here. This is bad kitchen. This took place at a fast food stand thing. One of our cooks set the timer wrong on the deep fryer for chicken wings, so the wings were slightly undercooked. We didn't know, so we sold them to a customer who later came back to complain. We apologized and refunded his money, as well asked him whether he wanted a replacement. He said yes. So the same cook hands us properly cooked chicken wings. However, the customer flipped crap when he saw him. He grabbed an innocent plastic fork that you lay out on the counter for customers to take and proceeded to chew on it wildly. Then he sort of bit the pokey things on the fork off and spat them everywhere. Imagine a rabid dog just frantically chewing and throwing his head around and spitting out forked pieces. He screamed, "Does it look like I want to eat this crap?" or something similar, and left. He didn't take the replacement chicken wings. My friend worked at a Pizza Hut and told me similar story, except the guy started screaming about how they could have killed his daughters and pulled a knife on the employee. Naturally, the employee responded by pulling out a claw hammer and yelled at the guy to get out of the store. The employee was fired. My mom came home drunk once, ripped all of the phones out of the wall, and then proceeded to try to burn the house down with all of us in it by igniting a bunch of old boxes in her closet. I grabbed the burning boxes and ran down 3 flights of steps, burning all the hair off my arms, and dumped them on the sidewalk. Within seconds the flames were going higher than my porch awning. I came back in and she was already trying to burn something else. I tried to plug in a phone so I could call the cops, but she saw me and came running at full speed and kicked me in the mouth. I managed to round up everyone else, get them out of the house while bleeding from my face, and by that time someone else had already called the cops due to the pile of burning boxes on the sidewalk. This all because she thought her boyfriend who was at the bar with her was checking out another woman or some crap. Sounds like your mom had a terminal case of the crazy. I worked banquets at a hotel, and my boss gives me and another dude some needles and tells us to get rid of the balloons. Excited at the prospect of popping balloons and getting paid for it, I go DBZ on the mother suckers and am stabbing them rapidly. Apparently another employee is afraid of balloons and I can't hear her screaming and sobbing over the loudness of the balloon warfare, so the dude she was banging freaking tackles me to the ground in the midst of my frenzy. A friend's mum who had never been on a plane was traveling to Netherlands from Africa. She was raised in a village and had lived all her life there, only to marry a wealthy man and be thrust into instant luxury. She started freaking out immediately she saw the white air hostesses on the KLM. She thought she was being transported for slave trade. I didn't actually see it happen, just read the ED chart while doing billing, but here goes. An 11-year-old boy admitted to the ED with chest pain, vomiting, trouble breathing, IA, a nice collection of do not pass go directly to admitting symptoms. The cause? He had swallowed his toothpaste instead of spitting it out after he was done brushing. His mother saw this happen and freaked the frick out. Not only did the kid puke himself dry and actually do damage to his esophagus in the process, but mom gave the poor kid the Heimlich so exuberantly that she broke 2 of his ribs. That's an extreme example, but I call this the mom syndrome. It's happened to me. My kid gets really sick and it's like all of my RN training goes out the window. When I was about 10, I told my mom I'd forgotten to brush my teeth that morning, and she flipped a crap and threatened to put me in an insane asylum. We promptly drove back home, and she watched me brush my teeth. My mother is an absolute angel, so this came out of freaking nowhere. I'm pretty sure if she tried to take you to an insane asylum you'd have been driving yourself home. You have been visited by the romantic doggo. Comment love is magic so you never fall in the friend zone. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.